Hello, pals and gals. My name is GrannyAnn, and you're watching GrannyAnn Creates. I hope you're all doing well. It's been a quick minute since the last time that I've updated. Not really, it was just last week, but let's just go ahead and get straight into it. I'm just updating about my pregnancy this week. I'm 29 weeks, and I figured I would just do a little crochet along while I catch up and just chat for a minute and just kind of spill my little beans for the day. And yeah, so I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm doing good. um Last week I was talking about how we were only 60 days away till meeting baby, and I have no idea what I was thinking at all. I just like, we're in the second, or we're almost 2 months away, but since it hit August, I just like completely stamped the chart with 2 months rather than thinking, well, we have like 2.5, 2 months in a week, or 2 months in 3 weeks. And so yeah, I said that it was 60 days. It's not 60 days. It's really around, I want to say that it was, I think we're at 70 days now. So we are pretty much close to 60 days now, but when I uploaded, I did not say that. So I just wanted to clear that up really quick. We're not due until the end of October. So yeah, but otherwise I'm doing good. I've been trying to keep up on my positivity. There's been a lot of stressors on my mind lately. I'm really trying my hardest not to let them get to me. I am being a lot more conscious of it. It's not something that I'm dwelling on all day. I am able to stop myself and kind of back away from what I was thinking about. Sorry, I completely, yeah. But I've been trying to just kind of push away from all of that kind of nonsense and just thinking the very best that I can. And I've been watching a lot of videos to just kind of really just talking more about spirituality and talking more about how to be more conscious minded and just dealing with your emotions in the best way possible and everything. And so I've been really just struggling with that. I have been a lot more conscious about it, but I can't be a liar and say that it's all been peaches and cream when really it kind of hasn't. I'm getting ready to plan for my baby shower. I decided that I'm not having a big baby shower. I've decided that it's not going to be like a drive-through baby shower. I don't know if you've heard of that, but during this whole pandemic, people have been doing drive-through baby showers where they pretty much will make food, will make little gift bags, little things like that, and then they will go ahead and have their family members come up to their house driving by. The family members will go ahead and drop off a gift for baby and for mama, and then they just get a plate of food, they get their little gift bag, they get to see mom in her glowing beauty, and that is that. There is no party behind it, there's no games, and it's just not your traditional baby shower. But I was planning maybe on doing that, and as we've come closer and closer to that, I just kind of, I don't know, I've kind of backed away from it as we've been going through it more often, and just, it's not something that I wanted to do. So we went from wanting a baby shower to not wanting a baby shower to thinking about doing a drive-through, and now I don't want to do a drive-through. But what I do want to do is I want to have a baby shower that is very low-key, very close family oriented. So me and my partner, we want all of our brothers and sisters there, we want our parents there, and just the close friends that we hang out with daily who have really been progressing through this with us through this whole pregnancy, who have checked up on us, and just the people really that we care about and really love and really want around us. Not to say that we don't care about our family, and not to say that like I don't care about my grandparents and my aunts and my uncles and my cousins and just the whole 9 yards. That's not it at all. It's just with the dynamics in my family, I can't lie, my family makes me anxious sometimes. There's just some things that have happened in the last years since I've moved out and gotten away from my immediate family and have been doing a lot of healing from that. It makes me anxious being around my extended family now. So like, mainly on my father's side, I hate to really throw them under the bus like that, but I love them. I love them to death. I love my aunt and I love my uncles and I love my grandparents. But they're very judgmental in their ways sometimes, and it can be really hard for me, especially now with all the hormone imbalances. And then plus I haven't really seen them so much in this whole entire progress, and it makes me anxious to be around them. And I know for my partner it's the same with his family. They make him kind of anxious, and we're kind of outsiders in our family. So for us it's just a little bit hard sometimes to just want to do that. We're not really the big party kind of people. Like, we love planning parties and we love doing that kind of stuff, but we don't feel that it is actually going to be that great for us to be stressed out for a whole month, and to be stressed out over one day just to be filled with anxiety from our family members, and just all of that, when we can be stressed out for a week, 2 weeks tops, and then have a very relaxing day with the people that we love, and the people who have truly been there, and who have truly been in our corner, and who have been checking up on me, checking up on baby, and making sure that we're both okay. Those are the people that we want to spend our time with. And it might be understandable, it might not be. I know for a fact that my mother's side of the family, they're very understanding of it. They're from a different state, so in general it's just going to be hard for them to even want to be able to come down, because with the pandemic, with everything going on, there's not really a way for them to come down without it halting their work lives, halting their personal lives, and just the whole, just the dynamic behind it, you know. So it's kind of an unfair thing, you know. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm being ungrateful for anything, you know. I think that's really one of the things I struggle with, because especially on my dad's side, I know that that's really been drilled into my head a lot as a young teenager, as a child. Family is first, and family, like, that's the people that you always go back to, and that's the people that always have your back no matter what. But it's just kind of hard, you know. Like I said, in these last few years, it's just been so much healing for me, and so much being by myself and being apart from my family, that I don't feel as comfortable around them as I used to before I had left home, and before everything just happened. And so yeah, it's not something that I'm trying to be ungrateful about, and it really does break my heart, because in a way too, like, I didn't want this to be the way that it's going to be. For all I know, this is my first child. This could be my only child, and this could be my only baby shower. So it really does break my heart to know that I'm not going to be having the traditional baby shower where you have the family come over, you get to play the games, you get to do the whole 9 yards, eat some food, be with your family. And yeah, it breaks my heart, but in this moment in time, protecting my space and just making sure that I am completely settled, I guess you could say, and just nesting and everything, and being around the people who I truly feel care about me, because I don't want to be that guy, but I can feel the energy. I can totally feel the energy. I can feel the tightness, and I could just, the last time I visited my family, I could feel the judgment. I could feel all of that from the moment I showed up to the moment I left. I could feel the judgment, even from my cousins who are much younger than me, who are still kids, and I could feel that judgment. And I can't say that that's exactly what they were doing and that they were judging me, but I'm sure their parents had quite a bit to say about finding out about my pregnancy. And I know my family. I've grown up with them all my life. I've listened to them, and I am one of them. So I know how they can be sometimes, and it just, like I said, it breaks my heart. It really does. It's not fair, but it's just where I stand with everything right now. And going on to that, it's just, I know it's really hard for my parents, for my mom and dad, to understand that and see it from my point of view, because we're not the same people, obviously. But the way I am as a person, and what I believe in, and where I stand, it's just so much different than theirs. I feel like I'm an older soul than they are, in the way that I perceive things, and where my wisdom and intuition lie. And it can just be hard sometimes, you know. I feel like sometimes there's just this control or entitlement that comes with the whole being pregnant thing where it's like, well, you're my daughter, so you should be doing it this way. This is the way I did it. This is the way that we want it done. What about your family? And it's just like, it's hard. It really is. It's kind of hard to deal with sometimes, and it's been really one of those things that I've been having to overcome and just try and get past, and just really like getting my parents out of my space in that sense, with letting them try to not manipulate my mind, but really along those lines of trying to control how I should feel and how I should be as a parent. And I don't want to be anything like my parents. Like, I don't want to be rude or anything, but I don't think that the way that they went about their stuff and the way that they are they think that I should go about my stuff is just, I don't think that it's the way that is meant for me. I think that my goal and my position in this family and in this lifetime is to break cycles, to break barriers, to do that karma work and to do that shadow work, and to really just break through things that so many generations of my family have not been able to break through for a very long time, because of addiction, because of just these terrible programmed mindsets that we all go through, and so much control and so much bitterness and hate and envy and judgment. And I'm not that kind of a person. And so it's just like, it really been hard to get them out of my space. Like, one day I had to literally just sit down in the morning and just I wrote them a letter, and I was really in those letters just saying, like, this is how you make me feel. This is how I feel when you did this at this time, and this is what I remember, and just pretty much spilling my heart as their daughter to them. But obviously, I don't see it really more as like, I'm gonna send this to you, I want you to hear this, and I want you to hurt by it. It's more of me releasing them from my space and just being like, I love you, and I'll always be here, and I'll always be here as your daughter and as your friend, but you can't be in my space like that anymore. It's not allowed. And excuse me. But yeah, so I just had to sit down and I had to write about that and just get that off my chest. And just, it's very emotional sometimes, obviously with the pregnancy and with the hormones and with everything. It makes it kind of hard sometimes to excuse me. It makes it hard sometimes to stand up for myself. That's something that I feel was really drilled into my mind as a child. Like, you can't, if you do anything for yourself, you're selfish. That's really what was imprinted into my mind at a very young age. I'm a very selfless person, and so for a very long time in my life, really up until the last couple of years in my life, I've had to heal and get past that and really just take a step back and know that when I'm taking care of myself and when I'm doing the work for myself and doing things for myself, I'm not selfish for doing that. There's nothing wrong with me being okay with being apart from my family. There's nothing wrong with me not being in contact with my family, especially if it's in order for me to heal from traumas and from things that hurt me so much in my life. Like, I didn't understand that before getting with my partner, and I didn't understand that as a teenager and everything. So I felt guilty for doing anything for myself that could benefit myself, and not doing it for like my brothers and sisters, for not doing it for my family, and for not doing it for the people around me. And yeah, so it's just really been a long journey with that. And that's really where I had to go with my parents and just kind of push them out of my space and tell them. And it's still hard, like, they don't understand it right now with the baby shower and everything. My mom, she's really trying to push into my space and try and get in there, like, no, this is my job, I need to do this, I want to do it this way, you don't need to worry about this, I can handle it. And it's like, thank you so much, I appreciate that, and I love how enthusiastic you are about it. but you don't know the kind of parent I want to be. And you know general ideas of what I want to be and what I want to do, but you don't know how deep it goes for me and how much it means to me. And so tangent. And the same with my dad, you know, like it's kind of like that whole the whole just like that family comes first, like you need to let your family be a part of it. They don't be ungrateful for them and everything. And it's like I'm not ungrateful for my family. I love my family and I want them to be a part of it, but they really haven't been a part of it. And there's nothing wrong with that, you know, like I'm part of the problem too. If I want to see my family, I can easily go over there. I can easily call them and I can easily get in contact with them, but where's that reciprocation, you know? Like why does the work always have to be in my end, and why does it always have to be through me for it to work for everybody else? Why can't we all do it together, and why can't we all come into one set in stone type of communication with each other, where we can talk about these things, where we can grow and where we can get better together? Why did like it just, yeah, like my partner was telling me, like, you know, it's not wrong of me to feel that way, because when I did need them the most, I was a kid still, and they were all adults, and they didn't go out of their way to try and create that relationship with me and try and build off of that and try and make sure that when the time came, like now when I have a kid and when I am pregnant, that I can go to them and I can be with them and I can rely on them and confide in them. And yeah, so it's just, you know, like it goes back to that guilt of like, well, family's first and you need to do right by your family, but what if your family's not doing right by you? And yeah, you know, like it's hard. It's really hard, and it just comes back to this whole I like to be fair. I like to be completely fair in the way that I treat other people. So I understand like my dad's feelings about not having his family there, but at the same time my mom's family is not going to be there either. And it sucks. It really does, because I love both of my families and everything like that, but I just don't see it fit that I have only my dad's family there when my mom's family can't be there, and I'm honestly a lot closer to my mom's side. And yeah, so like I just think it's easier for me, and it keeps me feeling more at peace in my heart to just completely cut that part out right now and just be with the people that I enjoy, you know, like I said, like my brothers and my sisters, the people who have actually been checking in on me every single week or once a month, or like at least just trying to be a part of it, bringing me things, bringing me stuff for the baby without me even having to ask, you know, and just showing me their enthusiasm and showing me that they want to be a part of it. My partner's brothers and sisters, they've been in my corner since the whole thing began. I see them every single week. I not saying that like they're more important to me than my brothers and sisters, but like that's just so happens to be how our schedule is. We get to see them every week, and they ask me questions, they ask me how I'm feeling, they bring me clothes for the baby, they want to know how I want to be with the baby, they give me their advice and just how they feel about the whole situation. His mom, his dad, like they care, they really do care. And I'm not saying my parents don't care either, but my stepmom has been more in that role of being enthusiastic, bringing me things, being like that, checking up on me, and just trying to be a part of it and make herself more a part of it than my own biological parents. And I hate to say it like that, you know, because I don't ever want them to think that I don't love them or I don't care, but it's just, it comes to a time and to a point where I have to let go of that pain of that hold that they've had on me my whole life, and just be free from it, like to truly be free from it, because obviously, like, it's still something that I'm working on, and it's still something that I have to really become stronger in, because look at me now. I'm not the way that I used to be 3-4 years ago, when literally, like, I couldn't even talk about it. I couldn't talk about it without crying. I couldn't talk about it without hysterically breaking down and not being able to talk at all. But I'm still not at a place where I can talk about it, where I don't get a cracky voice, where my eyes don't tear up, where it doesn't not affect me. And that's something I'm working on. That's something that I'm trying really hard to get better at. I'm trying, and it is helping, like, the more that I talk to myself about it, and the more that I really get into it with myself and remind myself, like, you don't have to let them get in your space like that. Like, you're not the same people as your parents. You're not going to be the same person as your parents, and they don't have that strong a hold on you. You can always love them, and you can always be by their side, and you can always do things for them, and they can always do things for you. But you don't have to follow their path, and you don't have to do what they tell you to all the time, especially now that I'm going to be a parent myself. And it's just hard, like, it's just this whole thing. And it's work. It's a lot of work, and it's something that's been dwelling on my heart in the last week or so. And I'm starting to get to the point where it's kind of like, this is my reason, leave it or take it. I'm not going deeper into it, not because I don't want to talk about it, not because I'm being ungrateful, not because I don't want to hear it, but right now is not the time. Right now is really not the time for me. And I have better things to worry about and things to look forward to, and I can't dwell, and I can't be in bitterness and hate and anger and in frustration and stress and anxiety all the time. I have to find myself. I have to be happy. I have to feel love. I have to be patient. I have to find kindness and find strength within myself, and that confidence to be able to just say my truth, to speak my truth, and not feel bad about speaking my truth, because yeah. It's a whole thing. But this is a very emotional video. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I try not to be emotional like that, and I'm a very cheesy and sappy person, but I try not to let that get in the way of me trying to I just don't like going into my own stuff sometimes. I'm very personal when it comes to my stuff, and I don't like really putting it out there like that. But sometimes I just need to get it off my chest, So I'm very sorry if this kind of got a little emotional, or if I look like a little baby or whatever, or if there's any judgment going around. I'm sorry about that, but I just need to get it out of my chest. Otherwise, on a different note, I'm doing good. My abdominal pain has completely gone away. I do feel cramping every now and then, and it does get a little but it's so much better, and I have been taking it easier. Like I said, I learned my lesson. I learned it big time, and it's not going to come back for the rest of this pregnancy. I can't do that. It hurts so bad. And I've been doing good. Baby is doing fantastic. He is just moving in there. He likes to mess with me so much right now, and he's such a cutie already. I already know it. The other day, he did 33 kicks in an hour, or 33 movements, if I should say, because I wasn't sure if it was punches and kicks or movements, but he did 33 of them in an hour, and I was amazed. I could not believe how awake he was. Like, I just couldn't believe how awake he was. He was so active, and he tired himself out because he was passed out for the rest of the night. It was so adorable. But we're doing good so far. Otherwise, I've been trying to eat a lot better now. I've noticed that this last week I've had a little bit of a harder time. Excuse me. I've had a little bit of a harder time getting food down and just finding a rhythm that works for myself again. So I've been trying to eat a lot healthier, a lot more fiber foods, and just lighter, just more fruits and vegetables. And he loves it. He's been making me crave kale. I don't know why. Like, in general, I'm not really a big kale fan. Tastes really good sauteed. I like it mixed with salads and in smoothies. I don't think I made it the right way in the times that I've had smoothies, so I kind of felt like I was chewing my smoothie. But yeah, so it's just funny. Like, he likes those leafy greens. He's been wanting salads. He's been wanting all of these things. That it's funny because like I really haven't been wanting that lately. Like, I haven't really been giving him that, and it's just funny to me that that's what I'm craving now. Like, all of these good yummy foods. And I want to make a nectarine pie with some nectarines that I bought the other day, which I'm really excited about. I made a homemade apple pie the other day, and oh my gosh, delicious. If you have never had a homemade apple pie or just a homemade pie in general, you gotta try it. It is so good. So good. I have never had an apple pie that I just wanted to sit there hovering over the kitchen sink like a rat eating the whole pie by myself. Like, it was so good. And I got to make it with homemade apples, or not homemade apples, but homegrown apples. And I made my own crust, and I made the filling out of the apples, and to die for. So delicious. So I want to make a nectarine pie, or like a nectarine crumble. Sounds really delicious in my mind. I bought a huge bag of nectarines from the store the other day, and that's another thing I've been craving. I've been really craving nectarines and peaches, and I don't know why I never really ate them. I think like with those kind of fruits, I'm really impatient about them. If I have to wait for them to ripen, I just can't. Like, I want to be able to grab them right there and just eat it. Like bananas, I like my bananas a little bit unripe. I like them with a nice yellow skin and just a little green tint on them. I love the texture of the banana at that point. After it starts browning and everything, not that big a fan of it. I love my apples. Like, I feel like those are the best. Like, you can just grab them and go. Same thing with oranges and grapes and strawberries, watermelon. Oh, I love watermelon. But yeah, so like I've just been craving all of these other little things lately, and yeah, I that's really all I have for right now. It was, like I said, it was really more of an emotional throw up kind of a video today. It's really just what I've been feeling these last couple of weeks. It's really been more emotional than it has been physical changes and just things like that. With my colostrum, with the milk coming in from the baby, I'm getting a little more of that. There's like, it's like driplets now. Like, I'll just get drops here and drops there, and I can feel it on my shirt, and then I look down and there's not anything there, but it's not completely started up yet, but we're getting pretty close, and I'm so excited about that. So excited about that. I was trying to, not trying to, but I was kind of scaring myself with the whole not being able to breastfeed thing. My mom had told me that when she first had me, that her milk dried up within the first 2 weeks of me being born. So that really did scare me, just the whole genetics of it, and it kind of freaked me out, thinking like, oh my gosh, what if this happens to me? I really want to breastfeed, and it won't. It's going to be completely fine. I think breastfeeding is going to be a breeze, and I think it's going to be something that is going to be really good for both me and my child. So I'm really excited about that. And like, the more that I see the colostrum coming in, it makes me so excited. Like, I'm just like over here like TMI, but yeah, I'm just over here so amazed with what is going on in my body on that side. But otherwise, it's been pretty good, you know. I've been having like a little more acne, but I've been working on my cocoa butter. You can't really see it far away, but I have like little things here and there. But yeah, I've been using a lot more cocoa butter. My stretch marks are doing pretty good. Baby's stretching in there, but he still feels kind of hidden, and it's been a good road so far, you know. It's really been more of an emotional practice for me this whole time than it has been physical. I feel like on the physical side of it, I have really gotten the easiest amount of time that I could be given. Like, besides me hurting my abdominals, everything else has been a breeze. And I'm so grateful for that, so thankful for that. And I can't wait until he's out so I can get back to like regular yoga. That's the one thing I will say that I'm excited for him to be out at. I can go back to like my dieting routine. I can go back to doing just plain yoga and stretching again and doing it that way. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm really excited. I've been seeing a lot of videos about like working out with your baby, and I'm kind of excited to try that, you know? Like it'll be a good way for me to be able to do what I want to, and then for him at the same time be coddled and be loved by me when he needs to be. So I'm excited to try that. And then like I was showing my partner too, like what he can do with the baby, like, you know, like just do some little lifts. I'm just kidding. Do some push-ups or pull-ups or whatever. But yeah, so otherwise things are going well. It's been good so far, and I'm really grateful for where I'm at right now. He's getting so big, and I can't wait to meet him. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Please like it. Consider subscribing if you're not already. I would love to get to know you guys and to create a following where we can all grow together and just really find people that are very much like ourselves and just understand each other without being so aggressive towards each other, without there being so much judgment passed around. I want my community to be very open with each other and to be able to come to each other when they need to. So yeah, please consider subscribing to that. um, on my channel, I like to post about my garden. I like to post about my pregnancy. I want to start posting about my crocheting, and I want to start posting more about like the hobbies that I have as a person. So I'm looking forward to getting more into that. You can find me on Instagram at GrannyAnn Creates. And you guys have a beautiful day and be safe. Thank you so much.